Yes, that is the Thorbolt X1, and yes, I have had it installed for 30 days now. And I'm going to tell you about it, and I'm also going to talk about the different kinds of smart locks that you might have as an option. So let's dive into this. The Thorbolt X1, which again, I love the name, Thorbolt. I just like to say it, Thorbolt. But the Thorbolt X1 is a smart lock, and one of the reasons that I wanted to try it is because it works with Apple Home. Apple HomeKit is something I would like to add more devices to, but I have trouble finding things that work really well. So I have this set on auto lock, but it opens with a thumbprint, or you can get on the key code here. The keypad, you can open it. It has a place for a physical lock. You can open it with your iPhone, you can open it with your Apple Watch, or you can open it with the app. So lots of ways to open this. So we've been using it for 30 days, and it's quick. That's the thing that has amazed me, is how quickly it opens with a thumbprint and how easy that is to do. So it's very smooth, it's very consistent in its action, and everybody in my family likes it. So I have 5 kids, and we use the door a lot. So 90 to 100 events per day going in and out our main door here. This is not our real front door, but it's the door to our vehicles and driveways. So we use this all the time, and it has been doing a fabulous job. The only issue I've had, I think, is if I don't get my thumb on here right, or when my thumb was wet, it didn't work. So aside from that, it has been one of the easier devices to use, and we haven't had any problems with it. I made a video on the problem of motorized locks, and I was actually working on this one today. So the problem is not in this part, but in an old house, my strike plate is not exactly where it needs to be. And so when this lock is closed, sometimes it gets a little too tight. And if it's tight, the motor has trouble opening it, and you can see the problem with that. So unlike a regular lock where you can force the key, or from the inside force the knob with your thumb, you have to make sure with a motorized lock that it's got a really smooth action. And so there are a couple ways to do this. I've actually noticed in the stores, in the home improvement stores, that you can buy a kit that has an adjuster to replace the strike plate on your door. So I didn't know that that existed. I've actually done some of my own work here and to make it work for us, and I didn't want to do it that way. But anyway, one of the issues we've also had is with the auto locking. Now, we like the auto locking. It's a good thing. But the problem is, if the door is open, which it does tend to stay open a lot, then it auto locks, and then when we close it, we're messing up the trim on our door. So that's actually part of my work today also, was I installed a different strike plate that will catch the lock instead of letting it hit the wood every time it does that. And so in my first setup video, I showed installing the Thorbolt and then setting up with everybody's thumbprints. You use the app, you put your thumb on there a few times, it learns your thumbprint, and then it works. You can use your other fingers too. I just have found that the thumb is the easiest. You're in a motion there, thumb, and then unlock the door. So this, if you haven't had a lock like this, you may think it's large. So we have been using keypad locks for a long time. Of course, those weren't smart. They didn't connect to Wi-Fi, or with this one, Matter over Thread is its connection. But we would come and punch in the numbers and it would open. So those are also pretty large compared to just a normal lock. So normally the inside is going to look like this, but it's quite a bit bigger with the lock that we're talking about here today. So that would be a regular deadbolt lock, and this is a powered lock. Now, this is pretty normal for what's out there, but this is one variety. So there are several like this, and it has an outdoor side and an indoor, and there's a wire that connects the two inside the hole. And then this is the deadbolt. They connect through this, and each side does its function to open and close this. So there's one variety that will go over top of your existing deadbolt, and so you're gonna not have to pull this part off even. On the outside, there's nothing, but that variety moves, it still is motorized, and it moves your deadbolt with a motor. On the outside, most of that variety come then with a keypad, so you can open it from the outside instead of using a phone app or something. There's one more variety that the entire smart mechanism is contained inside of here. And so that one, you wouldn't even know by looking that it was a smart lock, because everything you see on the outside would look like a regular deadbolt. Now, that one being self-contained, it also runs quite a bit more in terms of your price. But if you're really looking to not have a large device on your door, then that would probably be the option you wanted to go with. So you can see the damage to my door here. The problem we've had is people let the door lock and then they try to close it without realizing that it's like that. So I put in a new strike plate that comes right out to the edge right here in order to protect the wood trim, and now I need a little touch-up paint here to make everything look snug and nice. So after I've used a product for 30 days, I can tell you more about it than simply what it looks like. We've used it in real life, and I can recommend this product. I think it's a very good smart deadbolt that's going to do what you need it to do every day, all the time. What I can't tell you yet is how long those batteries will last. I hope they last a long time, but we're way above average users, I would guess, and so I think we'll probably wear the batteries down. I will follow up when it's time and let everyone know how long my batteries lasted. Thanks for watching.